Litter, human waste, and sidewalks turned bedrooms. Covington residents say the issue started popping up months ago, and they say an area homeless shelter is responsible. WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons is live in West Covington right now. Valerie, one of those neighbors reported 8 code violations to the city.
Yeah, Tanya, Aaron Wolpert filed those on behalf of his West Covington neighbors. Now, he says this is not an anti-homeless issue. It's that the emergency shelter of Northern Kentucky has an obligation to serve the community appropriately, but he feels they have severely missed the mark. Litter piled up on surrounding streets, jugs of urine on front yards.
It's all new.
Even an unconscious man unattended on a doorstep.
None of us felt concerned or unsafe walking in the cemetery until about a year and a half ago.
About the same time, Aaron Wolpert says the emergency shelter of Northern Kentucky opened its West 13th Street facility.
Our concern is that we're not sure that the emergency shelter is fulfilling those obligations under the ordinance.
Wolpert is talking about Title 11, Chapter 24, which says area shelters providing temporary housing must ensure health, safety, and welfare of all in the community, not just for those inside their doors. But he says all of these are direct violations of that ordinance. And when he took them up with the shelter,
the shelter's response was that, well, we knew the situation we were getting into.
A dismissive attitude Wolpert's neighbor Nicole Irwin says she also felt when voicing her own concerns about safety. You had even, sent a letter. You had reached out to the shelter, but you didn't hear anything back.
Right. So I wrote a letter because I couldn't attend one of the community meetings. And it was shared with the executive director. It had my phone number and email for follow-up, and I didn't hear anything.
I took those concerns to the shelter Tuesday. They say if neighbors felt ignored, it wasn't their intention.
If that meeting went that way, we will do our best to make this Thursday's meeting different.
Wolpert and Irwin feel the issues are past apologies. They even took their concerns to a commission meeting earlier this month. But the shelter says they've also been speaking to the city.
We have no pending violations with the city right now. And by the way, we are held to a higher standard when it comes to having cleanliness and safety.
For these West Covington neighbors, the photos tell a different story. And they say they hope it takes a turn for the better soon.
If these are things that I can see very visibly, then it concerns me what's happening on the inside.
Now, each year to get their operating license renewed, the shelter has to submit a management and mitigation plan to the city. Well, they just got that renewal today. So the shelter says while they are listening and they hear neighbors' concerns, they also feel that they are in fact in good standing with the city. Live in Covington, Valerie Lyons, WCPO 9 News.